official reels we're late again. Technically, we're not. Hello, welcome back to the finish line. Proudly sponsored by Hollywood Bets. We are. No, we're not late. We're a few seconds late. We're actually early/late. We weren't late, but I don't know. We weren't late for the show. We just were talking. There we go. Make sense? No. Anyway, on with the show. We haven't much to talk about this evening, bar Constitution Hill. So we are going to have our Cheltenham Festival Ante-Post video episode number 10 live here tonight as well. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and see what we have to say tonight. Gents, how are we? How's the weekend? Value pay any bills, Dave?
No bills paid by value.
No.
Great value.
Tom, you value pay any bills this weekend?
Dave backed a 20-1 shot. Dave backed a 6-1 shot at 20-1, and he's complaining. Like,
I think
now Dave
it says 20s. Let's say 6s, did it?
20s. 2. So 2 and 0, 20.
What did the bet slip say after the race?
The race was finished, the bet slip said fucking 0. Not just 0, fucking 0.
Paddy had coming out a new slogan.
Do you know when you get the little thing on the Paddy Power or any betting thing and they go, woohoo, you know that thing? Woohoo, you've won.
See, in Hollywood Best now, I'm putting up a thing going, if you have a losing bet, well, at least you got the value. Oh, I'm so doing that.
I hope they do that.
I did.
Doug, if you're watching, prepare for a phone call in the morning.
I did
If you back the horse at bigger than its SP, but it loses, Hollywood Bets send you a notification saying, "Don't worry, you got the value."
I am literally doing this, and I swear to God, I'm doing this.
And you know how they do the quotes like Einstein or whatever? It's like in inverted commas, and then it's got the name underneath. You've got to put Tom Rain underneath that.
No.
If someone...
Yeah, okay, I will.
If that was the week of Cheltenham and I lost money and someone sent me that afterwards, I'd smash my phone off the wall.
Wouldn't you laugh first?
No, I would not.
No.
Oh, God, no. But no, yeah, I picked out a horse and I didn't win any money because it didn't fucking win.
How many value bets you down now?
I think there's 10 value bets following Tom's method, and none of them have won. None.
It doesn't seem like there's any real method to this madness, really.
I tell you, if Fernie Hollow at 33-1 doesn't win, that's it. I'm done. There's no value, and I won't hear of it ever again. If he does win, then Tom, we might settle it a bit.
Okay, that's not how it works. But
it is how it works.
This is a.
Well, are we sponsored by Fanta Lemon now, and nobody told me?
You see,
gets rid of COVID apparently, according to Dave.
No, I didn't say it gets rid of COVID.
Jesus Christ!
I said I have a headache and I'm a little bit tired, so I need some sugar. Sometimes my tablets make me a little bit tired. Sometimes they make me a little bit lunacy, like the other day when I couldn't even function properly.
Absolutely mental.
Look at that thing pop out on the screen.
What? No, that was the other laptop.
I'm looking again.
That was the other laptop. Come on, Farley. Yes, absolutely.
The amount of people, though, that I've shown, like Siobhan doesn't watch the show. Let's go to spade, does not watch the show. She actually tuned in on Wednesday at 8:00 because she knew the value chat was coming up. So she went onto YouTube to watch it live on Wednesday at 8:00. That is how much she knows about the show, right? And I showed her the first 15 minutes of that, and she was laughing her head off. My mother said she had to stop watching it in bed because my dad was asleep and she couldn't stop laughing. So it was very, very funny, Dave. A lot of people got a lot of entertainment out of that.
I don't know whether they're laughing with me or laughing at me. Probably laughing at me, but sure, look.
Hallucination tablets you're on there.
These are not as good as they used to be.
It's because there's no sugar in them anymore.
Do you know the ones that you get when you're on holidays in Spain?
And you walk out and you be like that.
That's what I want.
Warm ones?
No, when it's warm outside. The weather is warm.
So technically the same cans, but in warmer climate.
They're different in Spain. They are. They taste different in Spain. Everything's better in Spain. I wish I was in fucking Spain. Come on, anyway.
Full of your joys as always. Right, let's get on to it. Constitution Hill won the Tolworth Hurdle on Saturday. Gone into favoritism now for the Supreme Novice in places, if not everywhere. Just with all, what do we make of it? Do we believe what we see, or what way are we looking at it, Tom?
I thought he was very good. I loved the way he was pricking his ears and looking sideways, coming to like in between the second last and last, I think it was. Yeah, look, I really liked the horse after that. I thought he was very, very good. 7-4 for the Supreme is a little bit short. I think there's plenty there against him, which we'll get on to later. But look, I thought he was very good. To do that in that ground, it was very, very good. And yeah, look, I'm a huge fan of him now. I don't think there's much to knock him on, to be honest. The only thing I might knock him on is if he goes into the Supreme off of those 2 runs, which I presume he probably will now. Is he going to go into it a little bit wet behind the ears? You know, is he battle hardened enough to go and run in a race like the Supreme off the back of that? If he goes and wins the Supreme, I think it's going to be off of raw talent alone. I think there's loads more to come from the horse. I don't think you're going to see him at his best in his next run. I think it's going to take another few runs after that to see him at his best. So that would be my only kind of thing against him. You know, are there going to be others in the Supreme that are more battle hardened? But certainly there's a lot of talent there. You can go and question why he's beat. Definitely, he hasn't beat much, but the way he's done it now twice, and the way he's just, you know, push button twice, has been very good. And we also have to remember the Tolworth is generally a shit race. And if he wasn't in it this year, we'd have said it was a shit race. So I wouldn't be going 7-4 about him. I think there's a couple of anglers getting beaten.
You can go 2-1 with Hollywood bets. If you
2-1 with Hollywood bets, I still think is short, but that is an industry price, so I don't blame them for that. But yeah, no, I think there's a couple of anglers you can get him beat, but I do think he is one of the nicest novices we've got. I just do think he's going to be more of a horse for down the line, maybe.
Now, you all like times and so
what
on
are you
and
getting
so
on to me
forth.
for?
Your times, 2v. Times.
The time was atrocious.
Times, right? So I took out the last winners that come from this, from the Cheltenham Fest, that won this on the exact same ground. So if York Hill won this in 4 minutes 13 seconds, he was second. The second was 2.5 lengths behind. Somerville Boy won it in 4 minutes 4 seconds, 4 lengths back to the second. Metier won at 4 minutes 10 seconds, 12 lengths back to the second. And then Constitution Hill won in 4 minutes 23 seconds, 12 lengths back to the third. Now, my point on this.
You drunk?
What?
You drunk?
No, I have to go.
You drove over here, so if you're drinking and driving, that's not a good thing.
You're the ones that go. What?
Drinking and driving. You've clearly had some.
I do not do that, and I do not condone that.
If you tell me ever again that you don't have any time to do it and you're at home doing times of the Tolworth Hurdle, then
yeah, I said I get a bit of things, and he goes on about his bloody value shite. I'll go on to you now about times. So right, no, my point in this is
I'm going to win the lotto this week.
My point is it as good as it's made out to be? Has he beaten very, very inferior horses that probably need a trip? Technically, the ground was the same.
Are you trying to?
I'm saying he's slow. He's at the win that race the same time as Messi, in a slower time than Messi. Is the jury still out? That's my point.
But what do you ask? You have to give your opinion first. Do you not like him?
No.
I knew it'd be.
Do you know why? He's not Irish.
Are you all
there you go. Before anyone says he's not Irish, don't care anymore.
What about Jambon?
I'd back Jambon before I'd back him.
You're not Irish.
I know, but I'd back Jambon before I'd back him. Every day of the week.
Andrew, I really like that you've got into the times and stuff. I think, it's a good step forward. It's a progression. You'll be talking about
it's the first and last time we're talking about.
You'll be talking about value next. However, it's very, very hard to compare times on different days.
Exactly. You might
Especially
fucking
on ground like that.
My point from last week. You can't compare fucking
That ground was
stop with this time bullshit.
That ground was near unraceable. It was that deep. So I don't think you could. I don't think you can compare those to any other years. But I look visually, Andrew. I'll go on your method this time.
Yes, visually is very good.
He was very good. I think he's a very good horse. How good, I don't know yet. But what I do think I'm pretty certain on is he'll be better down the line rather than he won't be at the top of his game in the Supreme. Whatever he does, that's not to say he can win the Supreme. He could win the Supreme. I still think he'll improve from that.
Exactly. And on your point you made when you were talking about it, will he be batting hardened about it? But this year seems to be the top of the market. Haven't really had that many runs. You've Jambon has had two runs he hasn't really been tested. Constitutional Hill has had 2 runs, both at stand down, both on heavy ground. Sir Gerhard has had 1 in a maiden. Then you're down to Moishi Potter, My Mate Mozzie, and Laggy debut. So it's literally all up in the air, in my opinion, still. If I'm talking honestly, out of the top 3, who would I back right now? I have no idea, and that's my honest answer. I have no idea who I'd pick. What are you making of him? And the whole Supreme scene.
I thought he was good. He's visually very impressive.
Still slower than Metier.
He
Fuck off.
actually looks a very relaxed and nice horse. Michael Buckley was talking about how relaxed he is. I think Barry Geraghty sold him, and Barry Geraghty's
some man to sell a good horse.
Eight or 9-year-old daughter was riding him out when he was over in Barry's because he's just so laid back. He's definitely very good. But
but I like when he says but.
Sometimes the Supreme can be a bad race, and then you have years where Altior's race was a vintage Supreme. Shishkin's was a vintage Supreme, and I think this one is a vintage Supreme. I think Jambon is very good. Jambon's very good. I think Sir Gerhard will win at the Dublin Racing Festival, and he'll probably be impressive at that as well. He'll probably go half the price he is as well. Carry Irish money. There's some decent other outsiders as well. 3 Stripe Life looks a decent horse. I think he'd be better for it. That El Fabiolo, he won a dog race around Tremor, but
wasn't.
Willie Mullins has done it with other horses around Tremor, just
in that particular
as an
race as well.
Introduction kind of race. Although I could see him maybe going to the County Hurdle or something like that.
Just to touch on it before you go past it. Actually, listen to Willie Mullen after he won that race. He had him in the same bracket of the likes of the horses that won that. Like Lorena won it.
Saint Moi.
Saint Moi. There was another one, Penn Hill. I don't think he actually won that race, but he won around Tramore. And he said, I was in Gary O'Brien asked him, out of them horses, where would you rank him in that? He said he's up there near the top. As of right now, he's as good as them, if not better.
Yeah, I just think it's a vintage Supreme. I wouldn't be backing him at 2-1. If I had to pick between Nicky's 2, I'd pick Jambon. But the one I'd be siding with at the moment is Sir Gerhard. I know he's only had 1 hurdle race, and I hope he bolts up Dublin Racing Festival. He's just so much more battle hardened. But all of them have question marks. I know you don't like stats and all that, but the stats of the years previous, all of them have question marks. The top 3, you can X some of the things off of them. So they all have question marks against them. Sir Gerhard's 7-year-old. Generally, they wouldn't win it, but Appreciated won it last year as 7-year-old. But he's the first one for a long time, and that was not a good Supreme, I'd say. Blue Lord looks decent enough now, but one of the best Supreme ever. Yeah, Tolworth winners. I know Somerville Boy did it, but it was probably the worst Supreme Novice Hurdle in living memory.
Yeah.
York Hill went up and trip. Metier was useless. Jambon then, I mean, his races have been not in events, and he's just sprinted away. So you can question all of them. So very hard at the moment. I think he's too short.
I think looking at it right now, it has the look of a Supreme that there could be a big upset in it, price wise.
I text some of the lads. I'd love to see him personally go for the Ballymore, because I think the Ballymore is a weak enough race this year. I'd be interested in Dysart Dynamo. But I don't think that Journey with me race was much good at at Leopardstown over Christmas.
That was my
He-
next question now, too.
He's favourite, I think, is he?
To any of you, yeah, he is 6-1. With the two of them being in Nicky's, Tom. Oh, look, she's back. Your friend is back. With the two of them being in Nicky's, would the temptation be to split him?
I'm sure it would, but John Bon is 100% a supreme horse, right? There's no question where John Bon is going. Constitution Hill, then, you could go up and trot with him, but he doesn't look slow, does he? He looks like he's got that turn of foot. Twice he's shown that now. So I think if you had to ask me now, what do I think? I would reckon they'll both go for the Supreme.
Yeah, I do think they'll both go for the Supreme because Nicky's done it many times. He's ran numerous horses in the Supreme, but I would love to see Constitution Hill go for the Ballymore. I think by what he did at Sandown, he'd definitely stay, and he don't lack speed. And a horse that's like that usually wins the Ballymore. They can travel behind the bridle, and then pretty much like what Bob did last year. He just had way too much speed for the other two. But I do think he'll go for the Supreme. Nicky's done it loads of times. He had Spirit Sun, Sprinter Sacra in the same race. He's at Shishkin, Chantry House in the same race. Might Enter Yours and another one. So he more than likely will go for the Supreme as well.
You can get Constitution Hill at 10s for the Ballymore and John Bon at 20s right now.
I think they both go for the Supreme. And just on the Tolworth winners you're going through there, yeah, it does have a bad record, right? But I do think when you go through those horses, this is the smartest looking prospect out of all of those by an absolute mile. So yeah, I
absolutely, Tom. Yeah. But if he had done that to a higher rated horse, so if he had done that to say Cut the Mustard that Jambon beat at Ascot, if he had beaten him 12 lengths on the bridle like he did, then I'd say yeah. But the horses he beat were not good, like, and the horses he beat the first day were not good. So he needs to come out now. He might be put away, but I wouldn't be backing him at 2-1 on the horses he's beat.
No, I totally agree. As I said, it's going off Andrew's method of visually that was very impressive. So
the way he picked up, in fairness, and the way he picked up off that ground was very impressive. The way he jumped was good, and the way how quickly he put the lengths from between him and the second was good. So it was a very good performance. I'm just weighing up from the top three. I think they're not wrong word, much of a muchness, but there's not much between them on ability from what I can see. And Sir Gerhard still has to come out and do it again, where the two Nicky Henderson horses have done it already. But again, I think there's a lot more. I'm going to use Tom's word, a lot more value to be had in that Supreme market. I think there's a lot more horses at bigger prices who I'd rather back than them at the top, because there's no from the three of them, they're not one of them. They're standing out properly. It's not like last year where you have appreciated stand out by a mile. Oh, he's going to batter these. He's going to win it. I can't go and say that one of them top three are definitely going to win it. I could see one of the three of them being beaten.
Yeah, I agree. People were taking unappreciated last year, but yeah, I couldn't see him beat for the way the race ended up. Now, if Jambon and Sir Gerhard weren't in the race, I'd be like, yeah, he'll win.
Yeah.
But any of the three could win.
Now, I think I am touching on the Supreme a little bit later, but as we're talking about it now, we're talking about the bigger ones in the market. I know it's been touted that Dysart Dynamo might go for the Ballywall, but I would love to see him go here. And there's also as well, and I think Willie will have more than one runner in this, right? And whatever it is, I'd nearly back the outsider, because the first two in the market are definitely making the market for the rest of them, I feel. And the other one is Stateman, who was very, very well fancied for a maiden hurdle at Leopardstown and fell 2 out, I think. Yeah.
Touched the nerve there.
Yeah. So that horse has got to come out and win, obviously, before he goes anywhere near the Supreme. But if he did that, he'd be one to have a chance. And I definitely be having a look at it. It's one on the day as well. Like the bookmakers are going to want to put all the specials out there. They'll be paying the first 5 or 6, and if they're paying the first 5 or 6, then happy days. You can get stuck into a lot bigger odds then.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Right, like spend enough.
Bateman's out for the season. Just forget all of what I just said about his statement.
Oh, fractured his leg. Apparently called it.
He did look a nice horse.
Aaron Casey said he's out for the season. Aaron is the man in the Willie Mullins stable. So,
and I've seen comments from Aaron Casey there saying that Sir Gerhard is the bridle horse, not battle hardened. He's
Aaron.
Please
do we need to bring up Willie Mullins' comments from
there? I'm going to say it. What has Willie Mullins said to you or done to you that you've turned like this?
Aaron
What's
Casey,
going on, Aaron?
For God's sake, Aaron.
My God. Anyway, that's what we're going to talk about over the weekend. Now we're going to move on to our Cheltenham Festival Ante-Post selections. This is episode number 10. So we will. Who wants to start off?
Oh, I don't mind.
We will go with. Wait, I find the graphics first. Who do you want first? We go Dave first. So here is Dave's next selection for our Cheltenham Festival Ante-Post video. It is Tiger Roll for the cross country chase at 4-1, Dave.
Look, it's a very bad. It's a very, very bad race. Tom did the exact same last year when he was playing with himself about Easy's Land, and we had people on the show about Easy's Land, and everything and anything. And look, the only thing that would beat Tiger Roll is if the ground turns up heavy, and it's very much unlikely to be heavy in March. Easy's Land is a dog. I know. I think he is a dog. I think a dog jockey as well. I think Tom put up Alco the Flow. I believe he's gone now. He's injured, I think.
Is he?
Is he?
I think he might be.
Oh no.
Jay Dunphy, if you're watching, is he injured?
Balls.
Do Starver. No.
What?
No.
Starver for the stairs. God no. Jesus.
Look, it's an easy win. People are going to take him on again, and he'll just go out and he'll win. There's nothing else in the race, and you're getting 4-1 on it. And it was actually 6-1 in the place.
He is injured. Jason said he is injured.
I knew it.
Thanks, Jay.
No.
Balgo's gone. The 2 French horses, they either won't come over or they're not good enough. And what's going to beat him then? The Grey Oak that John McConnell runs, the thing that you like. That used to be at Willie's.
He's dead.
There's another one gone.
He actually is dead. Not in take the piss.
You're literally getting 4-1 for a horse to run around, jump few fences, and there you go. You said it last year. I put him up 7-1 last year. Oh, he won't win. Bolted up about 7 million lengths.
Does his last 2 runs not worry you at all?
He did the same last year.
He wasn't that bad.
He was that bad. He got pulled up in the Vine Hurdle last year.
Let's have a conversation about the other Gordon horse that might turn up.
Sam Crow. No.
Could you imagine?
See, everybody's in the comments talking about this horse that JP is after buying now. Instead of just going, Tiger Roll is going to turn up. He's going to win. He's going to be retired.
Who is he?
Are you still going to be saying this when he's 20?
No, because he's going to be retired after he wins this year. The other side of this is, right, Gordo, my mate Gordo, after last year, right, and what went down last year, and he couldn't be at the festival. He's going
when
to
he
be
sat on a dead horse. Is that what you're on about?
Yeah.
Why you're not one to beat around the bush. You beat around the bush last year.
Oh, what happened last year when he could have been?
Oh, can't call out my friends.
On a dead horse.
Oh, big Gordo friends.
Anyway, he's going to be all out to win as many races possible at the festival.
Imagine that was Henry, Andrew. Imagine that was Henry.
I'm still getting slaughtered right now. I'm still getting slaughtered.
My friend Big Gordo.
Oh, friends. Somebody make that gif for him. Dino friends. Sorry. Not really, though.
There's smart people in the comments agreeing with me. I reckon Gordon will win 6 races maybe at the festival, and they're going to be handicaps and the lesser races because you don't have that many Grade 1 hurdlers or chasers that are going to win the championship races. But Tiger is going to be one of them that wins. He's going to go all out to win as many races to prove a point this year because he sat in a dead horse last year, as Tom said. Yeah.
Christ,
Did he
he's
tell
ringing
you?
you.
Did he?
Ring him there and ask him to come on the show.
And just go on, tell me who's going to beat him, so Tom. Seeing as you are like this, tell me who's going to beat Tiger. Come on.
I don't know, but there's no way.
Yeah, there you go.
Tiger
See,
Roll.
I don't know. Same last year. Oh, Easy's Land will beat him. With Jonathan Blugano on him.
He didn't even ride him last year, did he?
I know Felix de Giles did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I told you he was terrible.
Kubo, he tipped Tiger Roll. Kubo missed it.
Kubo knows Tiger's going to win as well.
Oh, God, oh, friends.
Tiger.
What price is Tiger Roll going to be on the day?
7-1. No value there.
4-1 would be my shout.
We shall see.
What's going to happen is this Prengrade horse who JP has bought, right? Now, he's bought it out of a good stable. He's bought it out of the Guillaume McCare stable. But the horse was very good. He won a listed cross-country chase on his last start.
Here he goes again. Did he have a few races in the trotting as well?
Warm-up gigs and around trotting.
The only thing with him is his rating isn't going to be crazy high. But it's obviously very interesting that JP has bought another one. Easy's Land, I've no idea how he's doing, but you know, he wasn't good last year, was he? I don't know is the honest answer. But I hope Tiger Roll goes and wins. I do.
No, you don't. You hate Tiger Roll.
I don't hate Tiger Roll at all. I hope he goes and wins. Actually, lads, I was the first one on this show to ever tip Tiger Roll. So don't say I hate Tiger Roll. I think
there's no value now, is it?
He's no value now. Not to one being a 12-year-old. And when was the last time he ran? And what did he do when he ran? He pulled up and looked like an absolute hound.
Just look at Kubo's comment there and read it out, please.
Balco out, so leaves it open for the Tiger.
With a Tiger emoji.
You didn't fancy Balco in the first place?
No, I didn't, because Tiger would have won. And if you want to go back and check his form from last year as well, when you were giving out about him last year, when he got pulled up in the Boyne Hurdle and everything else in between, he's gone at the game, just bring him home and retire him. And then he won the cross-country chase again, and it was all well and good. And then he came out entry and he ran like a dog again, because there's one day in mind, and that's all.
Grand National.
No, I won't go to that. No.
Tom is stumped now. Tom, weren't you big on AJS last year? Thoughts now? That's a question. That's not from me.
He was big on everything against Tiger Roll.
I'm just going to see Aja.
He has a backing of Big Gordo. Where is it? I can't find him.
Ajas. No, sorry, wrong one. Hang on, let's just see if Ajas has run this year now.
Galvin.
Gold Cup.
That Diesel Dally, I might run.
Ajas hasn't run since May, so that is an obvious massive concern. So yeah, no, jury's out on him. But if he came over, he'd be very interesting.
Is that JP's horse staying in France? Because someone just put in the comments he's going to end the Bulger.
Tiger is the horse actually going to turn up. Tiger is the sort. Go on, Tom, swallow your pride. Tiger just loves Cheltenham. Tiger. Just back Tiger and stop being a mooly, Tom. So yeah, Tiger Roll is my
Tiger Roll. Okay,
Tiger Roll.
Okay. Tiger Roll. Good man. Well done. Good case. Tom, you go with your one now. Do you want your first or second one?
I don't want the 66-1 shot. Put it that way.
Well, there's your other one.
These are
Dunboyne.
nice graphics.
Thanks.
I like them.
Dunboyne for the Pertomps Hurdle is 16-1.
This
is where you talk.
Yeah, this is where I thought I'd forgotten I put this one up. I thought I put my Supreme horse up, but I haven't yet.
I was thinking when you were saying I had to touch on the Supreme. I was like, you didn't send me a Supreme horse.
I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna put it up later. But Dunboyne, I just thought he was a great eye catcher the last day. I thought Jack Kennedy made sure he was getting into the first 6 and then left him alone. He did good enough novice season last year. He was second behind Bob Ollinger. He was then second behind Capodanno before he won at Thurles. He was given one run then over hurdles at Fairyhouse, which he finished mid-division in a decent handicap hurdle. He's come out this year then.
Sorry.
He's finished 8th, 11th, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, finishes 5th of 27 in the Leopardstown trial for further Pertemps. He's rated 128. That'll get him into the race. And yeah, I thought he was the massive eye catcher if there was one anyway from the last run. And yeah, I'm pretty keen on him, to be honest. Again, trained by Dave's mate, Big Gordo. And I would say the one thing I'm against here as well is this Ard Hill. He was a non-runner again today. I know a few shrewdies have put him up, but
he needs to run twice and win well twice to get into it. So
basically, yeah. So I just can't have that. He's going to completely blow his. And if he goes like after the way he won the last day, the English handicapper will have annihilated him, right? Then he has to go and win again, so he's got the chance to annihilate him again, and then he has to be at least placed or whatever in one of the Pertemps qualifiers. I just can't see it happening. I can't see a horse improving that much either. I mean, famous last words, but I just can't. I can't have it, to be honest. Yeah.
Solid end. Right, I only have one for today, so I put up mine, and then you can go with your one. So it's Sani here for the champion hurdle, 14-1 each way.
Again, nice graphics.
Thanks, appreciate it.
I like them.
It's kind of going to the colours of the.
Yeah, it's deadly. I like it.
So obviously we know Honeysuckle is going to win this. So we're looking to fill 2 spots.
Honeysuckle.
Love that name. We're looking to fill 2 spots, and I think I know 4-year-olds have a hard a season after the 4-year-old campaign, but this fella has impressed me about his attitude and how much he's improved for racing this season. Look, it's no secret that he was highly touted for the Triumph Hurdle last season, only to finish 4th behind Clixios. Then he was second to Jeff Kidder at Punchestown, which was a lot better run than the one at Cheltenham, and the way he went through the race. Came back this season, good win against Castmate in the up and down Ryle. Then he was 3 lengths second to Sharjah in a 3-runner race, which was never going to be run to suit. It was a very tactical affair. He strikes me as quite a stayer in the making. But it was the last run in the Madisons that took my eye. Looked like he was going to win at one stage, and Sharjah, clipped heel. I think he clipped heels, but Patrick had to bring the whole way around the field. But it was when they had to go past the omitted last where you thought Sharjah was going to go by him and beat him a good few lengths. He kept battling to the line. And I think there's a lot more improvement to come from. I think this is the way champion hurdles are run. They're run at a breakneck gallop, and I think he could be ridden to at least come second. I don't think they'll cut their own throats and try to beat Honeysuckle at this stage of his career. So I think a 14-1, I think he's a decent each way bet. If we just have a look at the market there, you have 2 seconds back to the top. Fuck is that? Champion hurdle. So you have Honeysuckle is obviously odds on favourite. Then you appreciate who we haven't seen yet this season. Sharjah, who he has a neck to find with, but Sharjah is very good at Cheltenham as well. Eve Epitant, who I take on all day long. Then you have Zani here, Tiapu, Clixiox, Saint Wa, Abracadabras, Adagio, who would interest me if he ran here, but we haven't seen him since the Great Wood, which will bore me. Then you're into Darver Star 33 is the ones like
Tommy's Oscar.
Look, he'll go with
what
the
a
handicap.
legend.
But on that, you're really fighting against Sharjah and Appreciate for second and third realistically. So I think 14-1 is a great each way bet in a race that does not have strength and depth whatsoever. And he is one of very few that is on the up. And yeah, I think 14-1, I think that would be a good bet for anyone trying to have a little nibble each way in the Champion Hurdle. So that is me, Zanny, here for the Champion Hurdle, 14-1 each way. Dave is next. Oh yeah, here we go. Kaboom!
Asteroid, boy.
Asterion Forlonge for the Ryanair at 12-1. The floor is yours.
I really wanted you to write Asteroid Kaboom.
I was going to.
Right, this is just an each way speculative. I can't say that word.
Speculative.
Bet because he may not finish. He may fall. He would have won the John Durkin. He would have bet Allaho that day. I think we are all
He would have been
fairly sure of that, right? He travelled around Kempton really, really well. Him and Tornado Fly were always going well. And Allaho's making the market. Allaho's like 7-4 favourite here. You have a load of horses then above 10-1, and just loads of them are not going to run here, like a Norga Mene and Envoy Allen.
Say it properly.
Norga Mene. You go down to the market there.
I am.
As a few lads are pointing out here,
No.
he should be 14-1 to get around, really, shouldn't he?
So
Faller's insurance, what you need to back him in.
St. Calvados, I wouldn't trust him. Fakir Deutery probably run here. Shamblu, I don't know if he'll run here. Could be out for the season. Tornado Flyer, surely go for the Gold Cup now. Envoy looks like he's going to go Champion Chase. And then you're down to Fusel, Raffles, and so on and so forth. Like, he's definitely a better horse than all those horses. He just has to get around. I know he has kind of a discrepancy going left and right, but he jumped around Cheltenham last year in the marsh, came third.
Just on that discrepancy going that way around, to actually go back through his form, his only grade 1 was going that way around.
To be honest, the longer it's gone on, the more he's just an absolute looney tune. I don't think it's left or right. I just think it's fences and hurdles, and he just has his own way of doing things. I've never seen a horse either when they fall, they usually just get up and gallop away, hopefully as long as they're okay. He fell into King George and just stood there looking at Brian Cooper as if to go, I did it again. What are you going to do about it? Willie has said that he's one of the best engines in the entire yard, but just he has his own mind about things and does things his own way. Ruby said the same. He said the horse is riddled with talent, but he actually said he's figured out a way to fall over fences and not hurt himself, but just hasn't figured out a way to keep the jockey on board at the same time. So yeah, I think if he gets around, he might be the only one that will be able to travel with Allaho if Allaho goes like he did last year.
Jesus, take a good one to go with him.
Yeah, but I think he has that much of an engine.
But I don't think they'll do that. They're never going to.
The other side, he might go to the Gold Cup. But I just think 2 mile 5 around Cheltenham, suit him down to the ground. He travel away nicely, and then he just has to get over the fences. And I think he's a good each way chance at filling the frame. Then
Simon Asterion in the bumper.
He's got yeah. And he's going to turn up and win a big race eventually. It's just he has to put it all together. Like
Punchestown.
It could be Punchestown. Thomas said it a few times. Punchestown Gold Cup 3 miles. That could be the one. We'll be up there to watch that.
That's where I'm backing him next, lads. Is Punchestown.
Asterion should be only allowed in time trials.
School and races.
Yeah. So Asterion Kaboom. Asteroid Kaboom. I love him. He's literally my favorite horse in training at the moment. You know that? He's such a rogue. Like.
Right. Last one before we go. Tom, the floor is yours. Chartreuse out of Bartlett, 66-1. Why is 50 there? I don't know.
Your dodgy graphics. I either don't get graphics or I get ones that with incorrect odds on, Andrew.
So that's us done for tonight. We're back on the way.
Yeah, I'm going for Chartreuse here.
Oh wait, no, what do I have up? No, sorry, he is 50s. I just look at wait, no.
He's 66s in a lot of places that you can get.
Well, a lot of places don't sponsor the podcast yet.
Asterion's an alcoholic. Wow.
Anyway, go on, Tom. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm putting up Chartreuse for the Albert Bartlett. I can't believe he's such a big price at 66s. He's had 4 runs in his life, this horse. Second behind Ginto in a bumper first time out of Navan, then won a bumper. Subsequently sold to Henry de Bromhead. Second then in a Punchestown Maiden Hurdle in November, and came out and won at Cork yesterday. Over 3 mile. He looks a big stayer of a horse, this lad. I think it was a pretty decent enough race. Corbeau was second. That was third in a bumper at Navan. That's not a bad horse. It's not a 140 horse or anything, but it's not a bad horse. But the one that put it up to Chartreuse was a horse I love, and I actually put him up on our live preview last year for the Albert Bartlett. It was Marla All-Star. Jimmy Mangan trains him now. He's moved from Jonathan Sweeney. He was last seen when finishing third of 17 in a maiden hurdle at Leopardstown behind Statler. He was mid-division in the 2020 champion bumper. Also has form behind Appreciate It in bumpers. So he is a very, very good horse. He is also one that I would keep an eye on. If he did come out, he unseated when he was putting it up to Chartreuse. I think Chartreuse would have beaten him anyway, if I'm honest about it, but he would have been a very good second. If he wins and goes to Cheltenham, I would be very interested in him. The only reason I'm not putting him up is because I don't think the price would change that much on him. I think because of his connections, he's always going to be a bit of an outsider. However, with Chartreuse, I can see a few people latching on to that. Henry, if you ask me, I've gone for the race. I don't think he has anything else for it. Journey with me is towards the head of the market, but I think he's pretty certain to go for the Ballymore. Chartreuse just looks like a stayer. If he goes to Cheltenham, the only race he's going to run in is the Albert Bartlett. So you know you've got that on your side. I went through some of the races, some of the recent years, it's paid to have a lot more form on your side. Well, at least another 2 to 3 runs behind you. And some horses have won the Bartlett on their 7th or 8th start. One of them that breaks that is Manila Indo, who I think was his 5th start as well, that he won the Bartlett on. So that would tie in with Chartreuse. I just think for a horse that if he goes to Cheltenham, the only race he's going to run in is this. Indo again won at a massive price. This lad's form isn't flashy. Well, some of it is good, but it's not grade 1 form yet. But no, I'm keen on him, and I just think 66 to 1 is an incredible price for a race that is probably going to cut up, and outsiders regularly do very well in it. And let's face it, if Henry de Bromhead only has 1 runner, and these are his form figures going into the race, then he's going to be, if he's double figure odds, he's definitely going to be under 20 to 1, isn't he? So, yeah, I'm quite keen on Chartreuse.
Okay. Fair enough.
I think the one that fell was going to beat him, and I think he is the one to take out the race, Smaller All-Star. But yeah,
somebody just said they can't see 66 to 1. 66 to 1 is available with at least
no one else.
4 bookmakers. And you can get 50 to 1 with Hollywood Bets, so he's much bigger than 33s with Hollywood Bets. Get on.
But yeah, that was a good race. We were talking about it yesterday. I think the one that fell was the one to take out the race, but yeah, the more this goes on this year, the more Blaze and Cal should just win the Albert Bartlett.
I think Blaze and Cal has that something. He has that bit of class that not that you need to win it with a bit of class, but he just has that. There's something about him that just.
It's the trainer as well. He's not going to send him over unless he thinks he's going to win. Like,
when you go down through, there's nothing else really there. Well, obviously with Tom's one, if he improves again, God only knows what he could be. But you've Journey with me, would probably run the Ballymore. You've Hollow Games and Ginto would probably run the Ballymore. Stage Star, Ballymore.
Definitely Ballymore.
Eric's Blood Axe, I think Blaze and Cal have beaten. Gilly Billy.
Could be anything.
We haven't seen him since. Manila Crooner. I was going to call it.
Ardenstown lad is the other one, lads, for a place, I feel.
Look, it's
John-
all it's
John McConnell.
it's never really a vintage race. Well, bar the one that Monkfish and latest exhibition and Time Hill and them ran in, but since then and before that hasn't been really a vintage race. And to me right now, I think Blazing Cattle stands out like a sore thumb in this race.
Yeah, he looks above everything anyway. And usually Gordon's horse that runs in that race, the Ginto one, he would go for the Ballymore. Although Ginto just does look like a 3-miler.
He looks just like a chaser.
Maybe he'd go for a Bartlett, but
right. Another episode wrapped up. So we will back to normal programming, as they say, next week. Cheltenham Festival Ante-Post video will be back Thursday mornings, and we will be back on Wednesday with our Cheltenham Festival Ante-Post. No, we won't be. We'll be back Wednesday with a weekend preview. And then we're back, as always, a Sunday, 8 o'clock for Talking Points live review show. Trying to go through comments before we go. We like answering questions. You're going to pick these things out now, so you tell me when to stop. Go for an invite question.
go on, sure.
Shane says Envoy Allen demise was maybe down to Henry the Bromhead training changes. Here's Tom.
What a fucking surprise you picked that one out, eh?
I didn't pick it, he picked it.
I didn't pick it, not do me.
Send him back to Gordo, Mrs. Tiger Road.
Oh, thank you, friends.
He's just not that good enough. My comparison that I came across, I actually thought of during the week, was how many times, and we've done it ourselves, how many times have we played with lads who have gone on to have trials with clubs or whatever, and they've been absolutely miles better than them. How many times have those lads even gone on and been amazing at underage, and then they go and play against professionals, and they just don't make the grade? It's so hard to keep taking the step up.
Oh, I hope
in hindsight, his novice form isn't very good. He's probably just not that good, lad.
Oh, I really hope he watches this back.
Why?
Oh, she said something that sounded wrong, but it wasn't, but then it did.
Will Sir Gerhard go to the Ballymore?
Football, lads. Football. Okay, I've just realised what I've said now. Football.
Oh, no. Worse than that. A lot worse than that. I'll send it to you after.
Yeah, no, I just realised I've just said, if you played with lads underage, isn't that what I said?
Yeah.
Something along them lines, yeah.
Football. Dirty fuckers.
Where's Bob?
You'll see Bob in the...
Good question.
Good question. Good question, Will.
You might see him in a week or so.
Man, I tell you, what happens if you don't?
You'll see him bolt
You
up.
want to start worrying?
Why would I start worrying?
Do you think you'd bolt up at Cheltenham if you didn't run from Gorn to Cheltenham with the way he jumps?
No, that would worry me now if I'm being totally honest.
Oh, Andrew, your friend's back. Bye-bye.
Friends!
the name he has.
What's it?
Did you read it?
I haven't. Oh wow!
I do feel good that it's not just us. We do
It's
talk
everyone. It's
we
literally
do
everyone.
talk to other podcasts, and the ironic thing is, Dave, it's exactly the same thing. It's not even.
Oh, the thing that happened to you happened to Gary. The text things
and Josh.
It's not.
It's like
Oh no, sorry, it happened to Josh. The text of and all that stuff.
Fuck's sake, man! It's just madness.
The bottom question there is quite a good one.
When is Nagamene running? Anybody?
Currently, the Clarence House at Ascot, which is later this month, which would potentially line up a clash with Shishkin, which
won't.
Nicky
won't do that.
Nicky'll dodge that.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Nicky'll dodge that like the plague.
Nicky'll dodge that. It'll be an Ergamene versus First Flow. That's what it'll end up being.
So true.
It will.
So true. Oh shit.
What's your outside bet so far?
What's your outside bet so far?
Chantru 66-1 for the Albert Bartlett.
That's in our biggest price ones we have so far.
Outside ones, yeah.
I have 3 Stripe Life for 33s.
So do I.
Journey with Me at 25s. Gallant des Champs at 40s, 33s, and 28s. So what else I have? Off the top of my head, I think that's all I have. As in big prices.
Fernie at 33s. That's my biggest one, I think.
I've only Fernie's
Just
at
going,
10s.
just going back through mine, lads, I have managed to tip these 3 absolute gems this year. Eclat de Rire for the Gold Cup. Envoy Allen for the Champion Chase or the Ryanair. And Princess Zoe for the Mayor's Novice Hurdle. Fair to
least.
say it hasn't been a vintage year.
It's fair to say you got your value.
It's over the next few weeks now. The next 6 weeks is when a few more will drop away. They'll be injured and they won't make Cheltenham, and your Ante-Post will blow up.
Oh, you'd be sitting on the one where you have a good bid on, you're getting these prices down, and all of a sudden, he's out for the season.
I'd be worried now as well if Bob didn't show his face before Cheltenham.
I would as well.
Yeah, that'd be worrying me now.
Oh, I had a good...
He's got to run. He won't go straight to Cheltenham. He's got to run.
Ian Murphy, did you get on Facile Vega? I messaged you on Insta a while back. No, I didn't. I don't back anything for the bumper, but that's a great shout. Well done. Very good horse. That bumper looks good this year, though.
It does. The top
3 or 4
look
good horses in it now.
I'd side with Facile Vega, though.
Patrick Walsh says, what do you make of the Mayor's Hurdle this year? Heaven help us.
Tell me something, girl.
Actually, yeah, I've Heaven help us at like 30 to 1. That's
Tell me something, girl, at 12s.
Makes my festival if that wins.
I'll be honest, I have to agree with Tom. They're waiting to put the cheek pieces back on her and everything as well. It all makes sense.
They are. Set up.
Oh, I'm looking forward to collecting that docket, Dave, in cash. Oh.
Cheek pieces, the right trip, the right
jumps
track.
the lap in the lead, last in the lead, and then you see this lovely
Yeah.
blue colours coming past.
She's about 10 pounds.
the
She's
hill like
about 10
last year.
pounds better at Cheltenham anywhere else. Cheek pieces back on from the front. Yeah, I think it's a good shout, that one.
And if it doesn't win, you
Can I just give a shout out, please? I was looking through my Twitter and I can't find it. I feel somebody's deleted the message. Whoever the listener was who wanted a match bet with me that Chantry House would be in the first 3 in the King George.
I was in that as well.
Could you please get in contact? Because I would definitely like my money, please.
Yeah, that was an actual bet, yeah. I remember that.
That happened.
Dino Blue looked good for Mayor's Novice the other day. Agree, she looked very, very good.
I knew I had something to ask you. Skyus looked like a better run the last time.
Yeah,
I think the ground got...
There's something going on there.
Might be a little plat chart going up somewhere.
The shark is doing something dodgy there now. There's definitely something going on. She's been plotted around now to win something again.
She came there too well, and he was like, oh,
she came there and
Jody went, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
She came there, looked like she was going to bolt up and then went reverse. So yeah, much better.
Please do Mum's Tipple. Please do a Mum's Tipple. Please do a Mum's Tipple. Yes.
Yeah, much better.
That didn't take long, lads. We found the fool/guy who wanted Chantry House to place, who's actually one of our biggest commenters in the comment section, Ben. He said, and I think he is right now. He said this: it was placed in the King George or the Gold Cup. So no problem. I will wait until Friday in March to pick up my money.
What's this one now? Envoy, Tiger, Sancro all jumped the last together into 2023 cross country. Who wins?
Racing. That's who wins. Racing. We want to see that happen. Make it happen, Gordo.
You don't even like the veterans races.
I like the cross country. I don't like the veterans races.
See?
Why not?
They're all veterans now at this stage of their career.
Envoy Allen's like 7.
I know. Tiger will be retired after March. So that's not going to happen.
What about Allaho? Can you see them jacking off Townend? Wow. Jocking off Townend. Wow.
Oh,
days.
Dude, hang on.
That's some OnlyFans shit now, that is. But, we know what you're saying.
You need to clarify what you mean by that question.
Jocking off. I would clarify for him. Michael's saying, can you see them jocking off Townend in favour of Rachel Ria Allaho?
No.
No, Townend will ride it.
Yeah, Paul Townend.
All right, I see a Ruby. I haven't even read the question, but I've seen Ruby Walsh's name. Ruby Walsh said lots of talk being said about
Saint
Felician being a rocket. Where do you think we'll go, lads? Cause not classed as a novice anymore.
St. Felician, yeah, would have to go for one of the handicaps. Don't know if they want to do that.
Think it might be one they could hold on for Punchestown.
Michael says, predictive fecking text. LOL. It's done you good and proper there, Michael.
Oh, brilliant. Yes, thoughts on this one. Thoughts on this one, actually. Thoughts on Classic Getaway last. Cost 570 grand. Thought he was a decent hurdle debut, but beat by 157 rated chaser. In context, he was beat by Cashback at Clonmel, or was it Thurles? One of them on Thursday. Clonmel on Thursday.
Yeah, I'll put a bit of context to this because I was actually at Clonmel to watch Cool Arcade run, finished third. Classic Getaway and Cashback. All of those races, they basically finished at a walk. It was absolutely bottomless. I wouldn't rule off Classic Getaway just yet. I walked past some trainer who shan't be named who said just because they put that in a conditions race, everyone thought it was good. It won't even win a maiden hurdle. I'd say it'll win a lot more than the maiden hurdle. Cashback was fit and battle hardened, and they were miles clear of the next two who have also run well. Gordon Didai won a maiden hurdle on its last start, and Joseph's horse, I can't remember his name, had also run well. Utrecht, yeah. Has also won and run well in the Grade 1. So they were absolutely miles clear of him. I would definitely give Classic Getaway another chance, 100%.
Could you imagine Sorry,
I just want to follow up on that actually. Some of the racing on the ground we're seeing at the minute, the ground's gone from pre-Christmas not being very soft at all to Christmas and post-Christmas being an absolute bog. You would imagine this is going to change around now come March, and I would just be careful of the form. I think from this time of the year and what you're seeing on this absolute bottomless ground, there's going to be a lot of turnarounds come March.
Yeah, I think the same with the turnaround things. Imagine the glee of the underbidder from him after seeing that on Thursday.
Yeah.
Happens though. Happens.
Where we go next? We go 2 or 3 more. We'll go Lee Cavalier. All right, we touched on the kind of first one. We think they'll both run in the Supreme. He saw album photo out in Tranmore and think he will lay heavily for the Gold Cup. Tom, your kind of avenue. Would you lay album photo? Place lay album photo.
Talking of good young footballers, there's a comment from one there, Lee Kavanagh.
What are you doing watching us? Don't. Trust me, don't. You'll get down the wrong avenue and your football career will be fucked. I'm just giving a bit of advice.
I think Constitution Hill will definitely run in the Supreme. And I think he will run John Bonn against him as well. Yeah, we covered that earlier. Album photo. I don't know. I need to see the Gold Cup field when it stands up. I'm not 100% sure what's going to turn up yet, but we'll see.
Julian, place lay.
Yes.
Get out.
Absolute.
Get out.
Yes, I would.
Just get out the door.
Traitor.
Serious.
He's won 2 Gold Cups. That's it now.
Guarantee if his name,
if
he was trained by Big Gordo, it would be, oh no, he'd win.
I love him though. He's great, but yeah, just gone past it now.
I would never lay him. I would never say a bad word about him.
It's one for the
Morgan Walton there, Andrew.
Morgan Walton.
You just went past.
Did I? Where?
Oh,
there we go. Yeah, there we go.
Fleur, look out for it in handicap, boys. Totally agree. Keep an eye on that horse. That's on my handicap list.
Fair enough.
There's 2 people keep mentioning a horse for the Pertemps. They're down at the end there.
Dalet de Picton for the Pertemps.
Nijinsky's been on this for about 2 months. He's probably right.
Dalet de Picton.
Has a good chance, yeah.
That's the Gordo one for the Pertemps.
Yeah. Have to agree with that. Who put it up?
Nijinsky.
Well done, Nijinsky. You're on to something there.
K.
Brian K. Oh yeah. $8 shame for the handicap. Kuba wants to know $8 shame for the handicaps. No, okay, moving on.
Wow.
Right, we do one more. What, go on.
No,
Which
that's
one?
what I was just going to say. A lot of people are saying journey with me for the 3 miler. I have no idea. No idea where he's going to run. There's no inside info there or anything. I just thought he'd probably got a bit more class than that, and they might think of going for the Ballymore rather than the Albert Bartlett.
I'm convinced he's a Ballymore horse. I think he stays strong, but he has that bit of speed, a tactical speed. God only knows what's going to happen between now and
that
Cheltenham.
last comment there.
Right, last one. Igra Allen was put in the Xmas race that WPM used for his good ones.
Yeah, I still think this lad is massively overpriced at 14s. I'm happy to take on Phil Dorr, and I thought Igra Allen was very good. There's a few of them. There's a good few Ante-Post videos I'd like to do. I'd like to do a good few Ante-Post videos before the Dublin Racing Festival, Andrew. So he's on my radar anyway, Igra Allen.
Right, last one we'll touch on, which was one we talked about. They want to know Kim Muir or place for Fleur.
Don't know. You'll have to come back to me on that one.
Well, that's
no idea.
Anyway, right, that is us done for another episode of Talking Pints. We will be back on Wednesday for another weekend preview, and then our Ante-Post video, our 11th episode, will be up on the Thursday morning, and then we're back Sunday at 8 o'clock for another episode on Talking Pints, where we look back on all the news over the week. So until then, have a good week, and we will see you Wednesday for another weekend preview.